Hello, hello. Where do I get all of the interventions and assignments and fieldwork and awareness exercises that I do with clients on a weekly basis? So I'm Tracy Brown, and we are here discussing all things in this group, trauma integrated nutrition counseling skills, decoding work, movement, and some good decent doses of some business work too. So if you want to know, I am sitting outside of Walgreens waiting for 8 a.m. to show up, which had just turned that, because I think I have not a drop of toothpaste in my house. And I literally went to the store probably since last Friday, so it's been 3 different days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4 times. I went to the store 3 times. Did I get toothpaste? Of course not. So we're all scrounging for like the little travel ones you have, and they have nothing in them but like one little squirt. So anyway, I thought while I was waiting for the store to get open and arrive that I would talk to you all about where do I get assignments. And I'll be honest, I've only learned from other clinicians over the last 14 years. I'll tell you the ones I've learned from other people, and the other ones come from this source. So I've learned how to do, talk about the key study with people. I've learned how to talk, obviously do food journaling and really, really, really unpack. I mean, I learned how to unpack food journals, but I never really reviewed that many with who I did in supervision. I do a lot more of that with people just because I could spend an entire hour on one food journal day of what the food means, how much they ate, when they ate, how come, and it gives people so much insight. But anyway, key study, food journal unpacking, decoding I feel fat, or I feel like I gotta eat everything, or I want everything, or I gotta have that now. I do a little bit of an exercise around just calorie needs, and those of you who've been in my course know kind of like I just very basic on the BMR, how much time we typically use per hour when we're awake, something basic, just to help people. It's another reinforcement of the key study. And there might be 1 or 2 other random things. That's about it. But the majority of the places that I get my I call it field work, because our clients who love homework and assignments, you can call it that because they're really going to align with that language. But some clients are going to be like, oh, I'm so already overwhelmed and burdened, I don't want to hear stuff. Don't give me any more to do. It's more about awareness work and more about maybe some practical things they can do. So without further ado, what I typically have people, where I come up with assignments is in the moment with clients. And just getting really, really curious. And this is something you can document for yourself, but it's typically like, let's say that, your clients are eating the same 5 things and they want to have more, and you got to unpack, like, well, how come there's only 5 options that you're choosing? And come to find out, they hadn't really expanded what they bring in the house. So that was the barrier. And for me, what I'm always looking for is what are the barriers. So whatever problem, with quotes, there is, because sometimes it's not really a problem, it's a survival strategy. And so we need to figure out, well, what is the need that the food or body image or exercise is replacing, and replace that with the true need. Sometimes it's just practicalities of like, oh, I don't go to the grocery store, and you would ask, well, how come? Well, I work XYZ, and it's so overwhelming. So there's the assignment. You're going to dig in with your clients that day and figure out when or how or what about the grocery store is so overwhelming. And like, well, I never can go except for Saturdays because I don't work that day, but it's always so busy and crowded, and even if I go early, it's overwhelming. And so, for example, there's a client in mind that I've had a long time ago that we talked about that, and we actually ended up shifting one of her days of the week. That way she'd go in a little bit later to work because she had that flexibility to get groceries that morning when it was a random Tuesday or a Thursday morning or something. She didn't want to go to the store often, so we had to really plan about how she would feed herself for all kinds of circumstances. Days she felt the energy to cook, days that she knew wasn't going to happen, whether it was some pre-made stuff, simple things, snack things, breakfast things. So that's what some of our really good nutrition counseling, like our traditional stuff we've learned, can be really helpful, but we have to get there. in this, it'll look like it's being maybe restrictive or even like not resistant, but just like there's this barrier of I don't know how to get there. And it's not because they don't want to, it's because nobody's asked them enough questions. And sometimes that's the homework that you're going to be doing. So I could go on and on in this video, but I really want you to just, again, this is a counseling skills tip, is when you're seeing like a person struggling with lack of variety, is it fear of bringing it in? Is it a barrier of like, I don't feel comfortable going to get the food. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know how to plan. So those are something, that's just one example. I could go over thousands more, which is great because I'm hoping to continue to do that over this week for you. So be thinking about any specific circumstances you have. This is your assignment for me. Any specific circumstances that you keep bumping up against that you don't really have a tool for. And put in the comments below and we will brainstorm together. And I think that would be a super fun activity for us to be doing here. Very practical, very usable, and we'll use it and see what happens. So thank you all so much. Have a really great day. Everybody who showed up live, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And again, if you have any other comments, questions, or requests, please put them below. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.